What's up, everyone? This is Joe Sorrentino, New England RC. Happy New Year 2025. This is a year in review video. I am doing the editing on this video right now at the end of 2024. It is New Year's Eve during the day. So in today's video, we're going to look at my entire RC car collection. And then I'm going to talk to you about what I've done so far, what my plans are for the future. We're going to be looking at my RC car track, my backyard outdoor crawling course, as well as my indoor crawling course. I just built a giant RC car jump. We'll look at that. And we're going to look at these products right here behind me, which are RC vehicles that I haven't even gotten a chance to open yet because I've been so busy. Lots to do today. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's go. So here's what's still to come, guys. This one here, the granite, I just did a video on, but I haven't had a chance to edit it yet. So this was in a box until recently. The video is going to come after this one. So right now, I actually have two Axial SX24s. These are super popular. They have a hatchback that you can add to this. There's lights that you can add on. There's bigger tires. I've bought all the accessories already for it. I'm really excited to build this thing up. I want to do it from start to finish. So we start with that, and then I'll show you guys this one, which is already kind of built up. I believe the lights are included. Then we have the Devastator rock crawler. I've actually had this in a box for a while. I just haven't had a chance to get to it yet. From Hay Boxing. This thing I love because it's four-wheel steering, and it's also a very small vehicle too. Same size as these SX24s. It'd be nice to have some smaller crawling cars to showcase on the channel. And then we're going back to 118th again, only because this here is the car that I drive. I own a Toyota 4Runner. I've always wanted to have an RC car of the vehicle that I own. You guys have all been talking about seeing more plane videos from me. Everybody wants to see me crash planes. I don't know, ever since that first one that I smashed up, you guys just begging for more. So I bought this small little foam fighter. We'll see how that goes. It should be a little easier to fly. And then this little guy here was sent to me for free. Little drift stunt car by a company out in China. I'll be doing a video on that in the near future as well. I do have plans for this in the near future. I am planning to upgrade that plane. As you can see, I've got a new propeller here. I've got a GPS module, as well as another GPS. I'm trying to land the plane, landing wheels, and some other pieces here. And inside this box are new wings as well. I'm going to basically rebuild that whole plane from ground up. It took quite a beating. I want to take this time now to thank all you that have subscribed to the channel. As of today, New Year's Eve 2024, I have 1,760 subscribers. That tells me I'm definitely doing something right. Thank you all for subscribing. I'm also just a couple hundred hours away from being monetized for this channel. It's a really exciting experience. I can't believe I'm getting close to that point now. This channel is still pretty new. I'm a small fish in a big ocean. There's so many people out there that have been doing this hobby for years and years, and I'm still learning and growing. 4 years into RCing and 4 years with this channel. It's been an incredible journey. Learning from you folks at home who have been watching and giving me pointers, as well as all the YouTubers out there that I follow regularly to learn tips and tricks from as well. It's been an exciting time, and it all started with these two vehicles right here. 4 years ago, I purchased my very first vehicle, the Traxxas Rustler 4x4 VXL, followed shortly later by the Traxxas X-Max. My two pride and joy vehicles, they've both been fully customized. In fact, these aren't even the original bodies. I had an orange body on both of these vehicles. They both now have blue body shells, this one being the more custom design. It's been so much fun learning about what you can do with RC vehicles. Taking a stock vehicle and making something your own. That's what I've done here, folks. So why don't we dig into these two real quick. I'll show you what I've done, and then I'll show you what else I've done along the way as well. So here it is, the Rustler 4x4 VXL with its new blue body. Well, newish. I bought it a while ago. These are not the stock tires. These are the Proline Badlands tires. I've also used Sledgehammer tires in the past as well. I've got a T-Bone Racing roll cage over the top. I think they've kind of went out of business. I used to buy accessories from them all the time. There's also a T-Bone Racing front bumper that I love on this. So I got this little guy, this piece here, and underneath the roll cage, a little piece here from a vendor on eBay. His name is 2010 Jacob 988 433. Thank you so much for your products. I've really enjoyed them. I believe the light bar I purchased separately on Amazon. This blue body was purchased on Amazon. This light kit that you see here, which has been pretty banged up and hot glued together, was purchased through Polo Creations, one of my favorite vendors for lighting. These guys have every lighting kit kit for just about every RC vehicle. This light bar in the back was also purchased through Polo Creations. I believe this wheelie bar was through T-Bone Racing. A second layer of protection here covering the chassis as well as the bumper, both sold to me through T-Bone Racing. And these metal A-arms that you see here I purchased on Amazon. Right here you can buy these on Amazon. This is one of the dust covers that protects your electronics inside, keeps everything nicely wrapped up, especially useful when you do a lot of extra lighting that I do, so that you don't have all your wires all going all over the place. I have an extra fan that goes on here to keep the motor cooler. I also upgraded the center bracing that you can see here. It's a thicker piece. It's got the word Traxxas on it, more heavy duty, holds everything together better. The shock boot covers were purchased through Full Force RC, but there are other vendors that I've purchased these from, including Max Graphic Solutions and Durwood Goods. These are not the original shocks either. These have also been upgraded to metal shocks. I have not changed the pinion gear on this vehicle. It is the same pinion gear that came stock. The motor and ESC are all still stock as well. The only thing that's been replaced has been the slipper clutch that did break on me, and there may have been some other things that I don't recall. I also added some LED strip lighting around the inside here to give it an underglow light that when you put the shell on, it helps light the shell up. I do not recall where I purchased this body shell from. I just know it was on eBay from a vendor. It's a Silverado blue body. I bought these fender flares from a third-party vendor separately on eBay. Once again, I'd like to thank T-Bone Racing for this massive bumper on the bottom here. Thank you, Jacob 2010 98 433 for this sweet Punisher bumper that you see here. Additional lighting that I added separately from another vendor. Jacob sold me the back bumper as well with the Punisher on there, looking really cool, and the light you can see on the bottom, awesome. This really nice handle grip was sold to me from Primo RC, also a third-party vendor on eBay. You can check those guys out. I really love this little gas cap. It makes turning this on and off so much easier than the little tiny one that it came with stock. This was also sold to me from Primo RC on eBay. Shock boot covers, once again from Full Force RC. I've had two different roll cages on this. One was from a company out of China. I can't remember the name. It was one that kind of folded up. Felt it to be a little bulky and tedious to have to keep undoing it each time I wanted to take this apart, but I did like the fact that it also had lights on it, and I believe these two lights on the front came with that original roll cage. Eventually decided to go with this one from T-Bone Racing because it didn't require any additional movements to taking the body on and off. It just sits on top here nice and easy, so I really kind of like the ease of use with that one. These tires are not the original stock tires, but when I bought the truck on eBay, it was actually sold to me with these Proline Badlands tires on it, and I really love these tires. These are some of my favorite tires that you can buy. I also custom painted the rims blue. I added these little doodads in the center here and painted the text with a white paint pen, which is starting to rub off now after using it for so much. There's a GoPro mount on the top. I picked this up on Amazon. Dust cover bag, I picked this up on Amazon. Can't remember what these things are called. These are metal instead of the plastic ones that it comes with. No real purpose other than to be more decorative. I just got them in blue to match the truck. You can see I've got LED strip lights that I have wrapped around here too. It bleeds right through the bag and the whole truck lights up. So these windows are actually clear in here. So when I turn this on, the blue lighting bleeds through the windows too, and it gives it a really cool effect. All right, now I've got my X-Max flipped over. Immediately you can see this really cool, they call these skins to protect the chassis. I don't know how much protection it adds, but it looks really cool. Company is called RC Skins with a Z. Check these guys out. They make some of the coolest looking logos. It's just so awesome when your truck's in the air and you see something like that mid-air. Really customize your vehicle with these really cool looking stickers. I love this one. This guy's called the Stalker. And I also do have LED strips going along the bottom of the truck too to give you that underglow when it's driving along as well. This is an extra plate that I bought on Amazon to protect the backside. I'm on the other side of the truck now so you can get a better look at this T-Bone Racing bumper. In the front, you can see it's actually quite a big piece that goes all along here. Also, this piece here that the sticker is on is a separate piece as well that I bought also through T-Bone Racing to protect the under chassis here, underneath here, which you can see there's another layer here, which is being protected now. And all the internal components are all the same, stock components as well. The same ESC, same motor. I haven't done anything with the pinion gears or anything. It's all still stock. I think that the Traxxas X Max is fast enough as it is. So you can see this here is my indoor crawler park. And a couple pieces here. That one's from Injora. I got that on Amazon. Great little bridge piece. My Anaconda IMAX 18. And then from my Toyota FJ Cruiser, you can see here I got this nice little rope stairway obstacle, which is pretty cool. That was on Amazon. I picked that up. Pretty neat. This is a company called Toys WD. They sell a whole kit. You can see the platform below is this material that it came with. Several obstacles. This little crawler piece here on the side, this teeter-totter, and then there's a few more off to the side you can see there. And then on eBay, I found a guy that makes his 3D printing obstacles, which I thought were really cool. And so I picked this up here. There's a really cool little obstacle challenge here for the smaller RCs, and I included that into my overall obstacle course. Now I just want to kind of show you guys around here so you can see some of the other RC cars. I've featured the videos on all these cars already, just to kind of remind you guys, or if you're new to the channel, you haven't seen what I have, show you for the first time. So starting on the bottom here is the Arma Mojave, the 4S. This was a newer vehicle, came out just this past year. This thing takes a beating. You can jump it in the air, you can knock it around, you can drift with it. If it tumbles, it seems to always roll back the way you want it. It's just a really fun RC car. Arma really outdid themselves on that. On the side there, Losi Pro Moto. Really fun motorcycle. I've never seen a motorcycle that can drive as well as this one. Incredible gyro system that keeps it afloat so it can just drive smoothly along grass, pavement, dirt, you name it. This thing is unbelievable. Lots of fun. I've taken it on jumps. I've flipped it. I beat the hell out of it. Thing still comes back in one piece. It's incredible. So this one here is the Arma Italian EXB edition. It's got custom wheels that I added. I painted the rims. I added shock boot covers and a roll cage. Up above one here is the Losi Son of a Digger. This is the full scale version. They have a mini version out now that you can buy much cheaper, but this is the big guy. Incredibly detailed. Looks just like a real Son of a Digger monster truck. At the very top, this one's on loan for right now. My buddy Paul needed some extra cash and he sold me his Arma Felony, which is the sweetest looking sports car you've ever seen. We did a video together with the light kit that he put on. I've done some other videos with it too. Under here, I just want to show you guys real quick. I've got some Star Wars drones inside here. At some point, I want to do a special all Star Wars type vehicles. I also have a couple indoors. I've got an R2-D2 and a AT-AT Walker. These drones are incredibly hard to fly. This here's my workbench, you can see. I try to be organized. It gets a little messy from time to time, but for the most part, I've got everything labeled, all my parts and pieces. Next up is my Arma Vendetta. This is the 3S Speedster, one of the first road vehicles that I got. I've added custom lights, bumpers in the back. I got this metal one here on eBay. It's a pretty cool, durable one that I got. Probably gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I cut the center here out. I added a light on the bottom here. Cut this piece too. I cut the bumper. I don't know, a little crazy. When you light this thing up, it looks really cool. So I got this light in the center, metal guard down below, so that way, even though I cut that bumper, it's still protected on the bottom. It's gonna hit that before it hits the bumper, so I'm still safe. What I also did is I added this like Knight Rider light on the front here, which is cool. It goes back and forth like Knight Rider. I added the dust bag on the front, and there's also a sweet decal on the bottom. I really love this, from that same company I mentioned before. Sadly, this used to be my Arma Notorious, one of my favorite RC cars. The best stunt car that I have. This thing does flips like you wouldn't believe. It does wheelies like you wouldn't believe. It's one of the best cars out there. I broke the piece in the center, the steering mechanism. It's just a lot of work to get to it. I pulled it apart, but I just hadn't had a chance to replace it yet. Down below, this is the Losi Laser Nut, the first version, not the big 8S version that just came out. It's lightweight, extremely capable. I love it because when you remove the battery, you don't have to take the whole body off. It just lifts up with these two pins. And so that way you don't have to lose the body, you don't lose the pins, everything's connected. It's got lights on the front, it's got the side lights. I put some custom shock boot covers on it. I also added a front bumper and a really sweet Punisher decal from that company I mentioned. And I added white LED lights around the bottom too to give it a really awesome look at night. This thing is so much fun. This works on a 4S battery. And this here is my 6S Arma Creighton, one of the more popular vehicles because of its sporty looks and durability. I've added the shock boot covers, I've added a light, the roll cage on top from T-Bone Racing. You can flip it, you can do wheelies, things unbelievable. And also, you guessed it, another decal on the bottom. It's showtime! And also some LED lights on the sides as well. This is my 8S Arma Outcast. It has a Castle motor in there, incredible power. Backflip tires, I painted the rims, shock boot covers on this one, and I added a nice handle grip that I got on eBay, as well as this roller skate looking handle grip, which is heavy duty and also works great when you're trying to do wheelies. Add-on that I got here, also on eBay. I also painted the side here, Arma, see that stands out more. Front bumper on there from T-Bone Racing. Headlights work too, it's awesome. And finally on the very bottom, Traxxas XRT. Incredible vehicle, super powerful. I added the sledgehammer tires, which help it do backflips. Also added these cosmetic metal pieces here, like you saw, and I did with the X-Max. The shock boot covers. I added the same handle grip that I had on my X-Max. There's a light kit in the front as well. Just quickly show you, I got a boat collection here. I got several boats I've accumulated over the years, all different shapes and sizes. Mostly I use them for the swimming pool, these medium-sized ones. Bigger one here is better for lakes and whatnot. I've got one of these pontoon type boats. It's more of a novelty thing. It fills up with air, and this tube below rises up, and then it kind of floats a little bit. It's pretty cool. It floats on land and in water. It's really not that great of an RC. It's really slow, but it brings me back to the old Radio Shack days. And down below, this is my submarine, and then I got a mini submarine, two little ones. Super slow, really not that great. Hidden there is the Shark. Probably the worst RC vehicle I've ever owned is this Shark right here. But for some reason, when I did a video for it, I got ridiculous views on it. I don't know why. People seem to like the video, so go check it out. It's a terrible, terrible vehicle, but you know, people are entertained by it. The little one actually works better because that one can dive underwater, which is what I was hoping that the bigger one, and I was hoping the Shark could do, but they don't. They just stay on the surface, on the top. And now I want to show you guys some of the new stuff that I've been working on. Behind me, you can see a bunch of logs from a tree that fell down last winter that I chopped up, and I made it into a crawler course for my RC cars. I have yet to actually test this out, and I'll probably move things around, but this is a starting point of what I'm planning to do. And there's two sides to this. Let me show you what I got here first. So we have this bridge that I bought on Amazon that goes to this more decorative bridge. Basically the car can go up, around up there, and then comes back through these logs, around this way, up through these logs, that way and that way. That's kind of the thought process I had. So I've got the stones there, weighting it all down. And again, this is a work in progress. My thought is that this would actually be more of an entry level crawler course. On the other side here, to be a little bit more challenging. Check out what I've got here now. Look at all this I've done. So I built this sweet teeter-totter here, just using some wood from Home Depot and just some scrap wood. You know, you can see here it starts down. Got a little bit of PVC piping in the mix and some brackets, some metal brackets to hold everything all together, and some screws. And it came out really, really good. So you can see that I added some little extra pieces here to make it more challenging. So when the car is going up and down, it's not just going straight up and down. It actually has to get through the obstacle. It is a little challenging and it's pretty fun. Next up, we've got this thing here, and it's very challenging. It's all uneven intentionally. On both sides are a little bit different, as well as the inside wood that I've added as well. Just makes it more difficult to crawl over. Once you make it over, you come around here, and this starts you on to the next obstacle, where you go up this long bridge all the way up and then into this new obstacle here, which is I built several of these. There's actually 3 that go across, and in between each one of these I have one of these. So first you will crawl along here, and then that leads you onto this here, and then the crawler needs to get over this to get you onto the next platform. So once you get over that, you can see on the other side here how it has to crawl. Once it makes it through there, it has to come through here. Watch out For the holes though, I got a little bit challenge here. You gotta go straight across and then onto another one, very similar to that one, but a little different shape and a little different challenge. All right, once you make it over to here, it gets a little tricky because now you have to straighten yourself out to go down the platform down below there. Then you gotta crawl down this big ramp here, and that leads you to the floor. Once you hit the floor, now you gotta maneuver yourself around so you can get yourself straightened out and go over this little duck bridge. Once you're over the duck bridge, then you gotta crawl up and around this giant wooden staircase that I built. This thing took a long time to build, by the way, guys, but well worth the effort. And once you get up and over this thing, you have to come down this bridge, and it takes you underneath this obstacle course that you already completed. Through there is basically the finish line for the time being. And once you crawl out through there, this is kind of where we're at with all this extra land here that I have yet to develop. So it's still early stages, but this is as far as I've gotten for the moment. What I eventually intend to do though, is I'd like to have some kind of a setup where you can maybe come up and around here, utilize some of this land a bit. And then what I'd like to do is, you can see there's still platforms on top here on all three. So what I want to do is have some kind of obstacle that will come up and this way onto this platform. And then what I'd like to do is maybe some kind of a wooden bridge going across here so that the crawler would now have to go from here to there and there to there. And then what I'd like to do is, when you get to the end of this part, extend it out this way and have some kind of challenges. I've yet to determine at this time, but I do have a lot to work with here. It is a work in progress, but it definitely has a great start now. I had an idea, I saw it in my head, and I made it happen. So I'm really happy with how this has come out so far. More to come. Stay tuned for next year and I'll see what I come up with. On to my pride and joy. You guys might have seen this before. This has been up here now this is the second year. I've got a table in here with an umbrella for spectators that want to hang out. This is my track. Got some solar lights to kind of light it up at night. Lights that are on flag poles, brighten this up at night. And also in my shed here, I've got some lights here. You can see my shed here with the deck. This used to be a small little red shed that I converted over to this new driver stand slash deck. Got my banner up here, plugging my channel. And if we come around here, get a better look at my patio deck. I built this all myself using wood from Home Depot. I put a sign to protect myself. I don't actually know what kind of weight limit this can hold. I've had more than 4 people at a time, but we'll go up here and I'll show you. This is a sweet little area here. Get the mat on the bottom. This is new. I just picked up a little table and umbrella here, so when it gets really sunny and hot, you have a little shading. Basically a bar. You can put your drinks there. Little mini fridge, which is active if you need a drink. This little box area here, I usually have like an iPad in here, and I have a lap tracking device which actually connects to another TV monitor that goes in this one, which currently isn't set up at the moment. Another bar here. And for the kids, we have a little step stool because it can be a little tall for the kids. My nieces that come over and their friends that come, so they can step on this, raise them up a little bit higher. And then you get a nice overlook of the track when you're racing. And if you're really good and you don't flip the car, it's a great time to just kind of hang out here and roam around until you do flip the car, and then you got to walk down again. So we come around the back of this driver's stand now. You can see I actually have a couple of jumps here. There's the one wooden one there, really intended for the LMT, son of a digger. So we get that under there, and then this new big one that I just recently built. I have yet to even try it, guys, so new for the channel once we get this all set up. I did put this on 4 caster wheels, which are on the bottom. Can't really see here, but believe me, there are wheels there. So the idea is that you can roll this out over here, and then you roll it up through the grass and you take it up to the aqueduct. And then once you come out here, that jump that you saw, roll it out through the door here, and you can see I have all this land here. So the New England RC now has a place where you can jump your cars, you can race your cars, or you can crawl. Something for everyone. And this is starting to fall down, guys, but I did want to point out I also have a banner here, New England RC. So anyone that's walking up and along the aqueduct, I get a little free advertisement. So I will have to fix that because right now nobody can see it. There you have it. And just to show you, this is also a storage area. So it used to just be that little red shed down below, and I built this whole thing up on top of it. Weighted it down with cement blocks and large banisters on the four corners. And that's the TV monitor area I was talking about, where I do a lap tracker, tracking the cars while they're roaming around. And now I want to show you inside the shed. I did a lot of work in this area over the summer. It was a mess before, looking really rusty and gross. But I cleaned up, spent a good amount of time painting and cleaning the area up. And now you can see I got a great area for my RC cars here. So I could put up these shelves, painted these walls. I put plasterboard up on the ceilings as well. Cleaned that all up, painted everything. Took me months. See my Disney characters. This is gonna be for Christmas time. The ornaments there. Boxes for the Halloween stuff I store here. And then on the other side, my smaller RC cars go here. So all my 1/16th, 1/14th, and smaller vehicles all go along this side here. And then I've got a couple of crawlers here. This is the Banshee Ridge Rock, which is a great little car from Red Cat. This is the Losi Nightcrawler, Traxxas Rustler 4x4 VXL. Crawler tank, and I got this smaller one here from the 80s. Picked them up to the Tamiya lunchbox, a lot of fun. And then a modern version of the lunchbox called the Mad Van. This is made by Kyosho. Bashing with this thing on a skate park you guys can check out later on a video that I did. And then I did a side-by-side comparison of this one with the Gorgon here, which is Arma's entry-level monster trucks. Really fun too. These are pretty good beginner type vehicles. As you get to the front of the area, this is my workbench area. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these small electron chargers, Eco Power. Bought these on A-Main Hobbies. These are great for the smaller vehicles because they take these little batteries. Most of them are for that. I also have these Spectrum little batteries. So I have a Spectrum charger here, 2 of them actually. Easy Peak Traxxas Dual. This is a Hypergo 3S, probably the fastest, most powerful of the smaller RC cars I have. This is the Jetwood, which is also basically a Hypergo, and a decal on the bottom there. This is another Hypergo, 16 scale. And it's got a decal on the bottom. I've got my 2 WL toys. These are both 144001s. This is the red one, and then I also have the green one. Same car. These are 14 scale. These 2 are 16, and this one is, I think it's a 1/12, I believe. It's a little bigger. This here is a modified Losi Mini B with custom wheels that I added, T-Bone Racing bumper. I also added some lights in the front from Amazon. This thing's a fun little speedster. It's all organized with each remote going with each car. Same on all the way down. On this shelf, you can see side by side my 2 Amarillo vehicles, both 1/16 scale RC cars, perfect for the track, the blue and the cyan. Then here I have my Losi JRXT, the red truck. This was like a limited edition, a whole bunch of these Losi Mini JRX2s. These are fantastic for the track. They're 2-wheel drive. They're not as powerful as some of my other RC cars, all 4 of these. They work great for the track. I got every color they come in, the black, red, blue, and the truck. These all have the perfect balance with the shock systems and the oil levels that they come in. Factory stock, these things are just made perfectly for jumping on a small outdoor track. They lack in power, but they make up for it in balance. Bottom shelf now, I have the 2 short course vehicles, my Traxxas Slash 1/16 scale. I didn't like this right away when it came stock out of the box, but I modified it. I lowered the suspension down in the back. I added shock oil, I changed the springs, and I switched out the nickel-ion battery with a LiPo battery, and now this thing's actually a decent vehicle, but it did take some work to get it to where I wanted it to be. The Arma Mojave has been a solid vehicle right out of the box. I haven't modified this thing in any way, and it's perfect. It's one of my favorite vehicles. It's great for drifting, it's great for speeding, it's great for jumping. I mean, if it flips around like this, it always seems to land correctly. It's an incredible vehicle. The Typhon, also very similar, very fond of this. Arma's really been killing it lately with the Groms. Really fantastic, both of these vehicles. This is really fast, great maneuverability, jumps well, drifts well. These are probably my 2 favorites right here. This guy here is made by WL Toys, the headphones, green little guy. He's small, but he makes up for it in power. Got some metal shocks here, rugged tires, great traction on it. This is my legendary Triton, a little mini green guy. Well, he's a monster truck, so, you know, in theory, you wouldn't think he would be great for a track because he's top heavy and bulky, but surprisingly, works really well on the track. Very pleasantly surprised. My mini RC outdoor track car collection. And finally here we are on to the small selection of vehicles that I keep in my home to entertain my cat Simon. Starting with the Max Smasher, which I put a Bigfoot label on. This thing is fantastic. Next to that we have a mini helicopter, which kind of sucks. This one's one of those stunt cars that's a little bit annoying and obnoxious, but kind of fun. This here is a small mini lunchbox, which is pretty cool. Simon likes it. This one is his favorite. This is the IMEX Katana. It's the first one I introduced him to, and he still loves it to this day. This here's a little stunt motorcycle. It's really not that good. This one is a Pinecone street racing car, and I added this King Kong Beast sticker on the bottom from RC Skins. I have 3 small team associated RC cars. This one is the monster truck version, and there's the street racer version, and a short course truck. This is my 8-wheel amphibious armored vehicle. I bought this little blue one from my niece Tina, but she didn't like it, so now I have it. I like to call this one the Awesome Hossum. I can't actually remember the model number, but it is top heavy. I couldn't resist buying this Mario Kart. It's really not that good, but it's kind of fun. It's a little hard to control, but it is actually kind of fast. I don't even remember what this is called. I bought it at Hobby Quarters. It has a camera built in so you can film while you drive around, and I just thought it'd be a fun little thing to chase Simon with. This little dinosaur looks like a real live raptor dinosaur. It's called a dinosaur leader. You can put water in it so it looks like it's breathing fire. Scares the hell out of them. I forgot I still have this turbo racing vehicle in the box. I actually have a whole set of them as well. They're really small, 1/76th vehicles, the very smallest cars I've ever seen, about the size of a finger, and really fun for chasing Simon around. This here is the case for the turbo racing set. It comes with 5 small cars, including the gray sports car, the light green, the yellow monster truck, purple sports car, and red sports car. So that's going to do it for today. This was a jam-packed episode. Thank you all for staying tuned in. Happy 2025. Thank you to all who have continued to support the channel over the past 4 years. If you've enjoyed the video today, and if you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and smash the notification bell to stay updated on when my next video becomes available. Once again, this is Joe Sorrentino saying thanks for watching. See you on the next one.